everyone. Sophie, also known as SMG, and I am joined by Wolf Road. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
You guys have a show tonight at Downstairs of Subterranean. You guys excited for it?
Yeah, totally. It's a sellout show, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Cliffhanger EP release. We got Action Adventure, Homecoming. Love those dudes. We played with them already. So.
Yeah, you guys played with them at your EP release show. So you guys have been a band, pretty recently, within the past year. So what was your idea for, becoming a band?
I mean, originally the three of us had been jamming for a while and kind of working on stuff on the down low writing. And then eventually, we're looking for a bass player. Jeff and Devin went to school together and it went that way.
Yeah, we were in a cover band for like too long, a couple years, and we just decided it was getting stale. It was getting boring.
So you guys also released your debut EP, Nowhere Around You. So can you kind of go into the meaning of that EP? I know I talked about it in the review, but just more in depth.
Yeah, so all the songs are kind of tied to certain places or events. Originally we talked about doing a concept EP. That kind of came out as a half concept EP. Originally each song was going to be named after a street. So a lot of them are, obviously there's the band name Wolf Road, Oakton is a street, Dogwood is a street. So one more missing. Winthrop's a street, and then it ended up being kind of forced to give the other three, street names.
So all of them are street names?
Not all of them. So Twisted World is not a street name.
Right.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. Twisted World Avenue. There's no Twisted World Avenue out there.
Or maybe it's an amusement park.
Sounds like it could be. It's the Wolf Road theme park. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all kind of were tied to certain events and things like that. So that's kind of the meaning of where Nowhere Around You comes from. It's all related to different places, and Nowhere Around You is kind of talking about a place itself as well.
Right. So does that, street names go into the album artwork, it being kind of a railroad, obviously displays and all this stuff, but you always get the metro, different trains passing from it. So was that also the idea for it?
Yeah, it was. It's actually the art for Nowhere Around You is based off a spot on Wolf Road. We kind of had in mind and picked out. So.
I remember a little bit of a story. I was on my way to Schaumburg. You guys know the little circle, heading down there. And I noticed that the street name was called Wolf Road. And it was right when you had reached out to me to do the EP review. I was like, is that where they got their name from? And as you mentioned, Oakton. So was there a reasoning why you wanted to do street names and have it tied to memory? Is the song written about a memory that happened on that street?
Well, they all kind of started sort of as working titles, is we would just go with a street name. And then I think from there, when we started getting into the actual process of writing lyrics, it ended up being that some of the stories that we were writing about ended up kind of taking place on those streets. Yeah, I mean, some of them, like Oakton, that was a working title too.
Right.
But it was just kind of one of those moments with a lot of the songs actually, when I first heard the music, when it was done, I knew, okay, this song is going to be about this thing. So I also kind of strategically called that one Oakton, because I knew there was going to be a tie-in later down the road.
Right. So your music video for Oakton, can you guys talk a little bit more about that? I was a little bit confused about, smashing all the pictures. I kind of understood it, so can you go more in depth about that?
Sure. Anybody else want to take that? You want me to take that?
Go for it.
So, yeah, I mean, you talk about the song in general, obviously has to do kind of with heartbreak and moving on and things like that. So we wanted to get an actor, and we did. We got a friend of the band, Zach, who did an awesome job. So with the smashing pictures and stuff, it's kind of different take on the story in terms of trying to deal with someone who's coming to terms with their past in different ways.
Right.
So you can see the smashing photos is this guy's either moving on from it or he's angry or upset about it. And then, I think it kind of pinnacles at the end when he picks up the last photo and it's himself there. So it's kind of different ways you can interpret that if you want. Kind of to leave it up to interpretation.
I always interpret it it ties into that last lyric, I just hate the way I let you walk right through me, so it kind of puts the blame on yourself, sort of.
Yeah.
So that's how I always interpreted it. I thought that was really cool how that scene lined up with that.
So would you say the EP is more of a storyline, or?
I think it's kind of different stories put together. That's where the semi-concept record kind of comes into play, where a lot of them are really personal for me, but it's bits and pieces of different events and people that kind of connect into this one thing. So it's not a continuous story in any sense, but there's definitely overarching themes that
Yeah, definitely. It's a great EP. I've been jamming out to you ever since you reached out to me for it. But even though you guys just released this, pretty recently, do you guys have any thoughts for new music coming out soon?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of material stored up, so we have a lot of songs that didn't make the first EP. Not even because like they weren't good songs or anything, but it's just like we like to take our time, making sure everything's good to go and perfect. So I think you know, it'll probably be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely.
New Wolf Road songs.
So you guys only hit a handful of shows up now, but what has been your favorite one?
Ooh, let's start down the line.
I would have to say the Sub-T first annual Pop Punk Xmas on the 20th last month. That was a fun one. Fluorescence put that one together. They did an awesome
They're
job.
a great band.
Great band. Love them. They've been super supportive. So that was my favorite. A lot of good acts and just really supportive all around. So.
Definitely.
I think our show last weekend at the Kitchen opening for Dying Designer, a little extra well met. I really like that one. I had a lot of friends come out. You know, we got really close to selling it out. I know it was like the snowstorm and stuff, but like there was a lot of people. The sound was really good. I'm glad I finally got to meet Wilmette through the homies. I'm repping the water bottles. But yeah, it was really fun, and I had a lot of fun just playing that show. So I think sound-wise and everything with the venue-wise, I would go with the last Sub-T show we did. But I'm gonna throw a curveball and do our first show, the EP release. Just because the thing that blew me away about that, you know, it was a very DIY venue, like basically a coffee shop that was converted into a venue. But the crazy thing about that, it was literally the next day after our EP came out, and to sell it out first off, and then have so many of our friends come that already knew the words to like a bunch of the songs, you know, not just like one or two of them. Like people are singing along with Dogwood, Twisted World, Oakton, you know. So I think that just like meant a lot to me, energy-wise. That was like a great way to kick off the band.
I think I finished up with Green with Jeff, Xmas one at Sub-T upstairs. That was really cool. It was just a lot of fun, and I think just overall, we were just so excited for it that I think it was one of our highest energy shows too. Just overall, it was a great time. Everyone got along, and it was a Star Wars theme too. And
That's really cool.
Yeah, the Star Wars kind of like.
Tonight's show is going to be the best one. Just wait.
I thought about saying that, but I was like,
It's a little too soon.
We only have 3 going on 4, you know, so the options are limited here.
I mean, for being a band that you guys pretty much just started out, you guys have sold out a whole bunch of shows. You know, it seems like the response to your EP has been like amazing. So what are your goals going forth with this band?
Sure. Well, first off, you know, got to give a shout out to the other bands. You know, it's not like we were the only one. We've had a lot of great bands we've played shows with support. So Dying and Designer, Wilmette, Fluorescence, a lot of great bands. Yeah, we just want to play more shows first off, because we spend so much time working on this stuff, you know, like in the background writing these songs that it just feels good and still new to us to even get out there and play to begin with. And you know, we're going to work on more music and make it better than what we just did. It's the goal, right? Always be improving.
Definitely. So do you guys have any upcoming shows?
One is announced.
Okay.
So Wilmette recently announced that they have a show with Meet Me at the Altar for their first tour, kind of small run. So it's gonna be us, Meet Me at the Altar, Wilmette, and Luca at
Inside Town?
Inside Town,
I think that's like a more DIY place too.
Yeah, it's like some type of studio city place. I think it's more south, but that'll be pretty fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a great
March 4th.
Shout out to Out of Context, putting us on that show and setting that one up.
Yeah, nothing in February, so. Batten out the hatches and do some work.
Maybe work on some new music. Alright, well I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. Definitely go check them out. I will make sure to leave all the links down below. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.